I'm Morgan.
I'm Sarah.
I'm E.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Haley.
And we're your reporters.
And your host, Sol Carlson.
Hi guys, welcome back to Sunny News. I'm your host, Sol Carlson, and today we will be traveling all around the world to give you the best coverage. Let's go see what Haley's up to in Africa.
After World War II, most nations in Africa gained independence from colonial rule. Ghana was the first nation to gain independence in 1957. Following this, Nigeria, the Belgian Congo, Kenya, and others soon followed. By 1965, 11 more nations had gained independence. Although African nations were gaining independence, a system of racial segregation known as apartheid appeared. Blacks demonstrated against the apartheid laws, but the white government brutally repressed the demonstrators. In 1960, they opened fire at a peaceful march in Sharpeville. The police killed 69 people. 2/3 of those were shot in the back.
Wow, thanks Haley. I hope you had a frickin' good time in Africa. Next we have the newly independent African states facing political, economic, and health challenges. Yi will be covering this hot topic right now.
For economic problems, independence did not change the kinds of economy these countries had. Liberia, for example, depended on the export of rubber. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation on oil. Population growth also creates efforts to create modern economies. By the 1980s, population growth averaged nearly 3% throughout Africa, the highest rate of any continent. Many nations in Africa do not produce enough food to feed their populations and must therefore import food. Millions live in homes with no water or electricity. For health problems, according to the UN estimate, about 8% of the adult population of Africa south of the Sahara is infected. As many as 12 million children have lost both parents to AIDS. Very often, other relatives are too poor to take these children into their homes. For political challenges, many people had hoped that independence would lead to a stable political order based on one person, one vote. The Cold War also created problems for Africa as the superpower competed for influence. With many African nations, the concept of nationhood was also undermined by very ethnic groups. One of the first examples of ethnic conflict occurred in the late 1960s when civil war torn Nigeria apart. The same kind of genetically impaired conflict has occurred in Sudan, the largest nation in Africa.
Thanks, Yi. Now we're headed over to Jerusalem, where our star reporter Morgan Wills is over there with her own people, covering the Israeli airstrikes against Egypt.
Thanks, Sol. I'm live from Jerusalem, where Israel is currently launching airstrikes against its Egyptian and Arab neighbors. The tension between Israel and the other states became heated in the late 50s and 60s due to the blockade against Israeli ships set up by Nasser. The Israeli people feared attack from these countries and decided to make the first move. The Israeli warplanes have almost wiped out the entire Egyptian Air Force and have already broke the Egyptian blockade and occupied the Sinai Peninsula. I'm here with an Israeli citizen living under this air fight. Thank you for being here with me today.
Of course.
How long has this war been going on over your city?
Well, today it actually marks the 6th day, so people are not calling it the 6-day war.
How do you feel about Palestinians now living in Israel's new borders?
They have to suffer through the war like us, so we should all just help each other.
Thank you for being here with me today.
Of course, darling.
This just in.
Hi, Mom.
Israel seized territory on the west bank of the Jordan River, occupied Jerusalem, and took control of the Golan Heights. Israel has just tripled the size of its territory. Back to you, Sol.
Thanks, Morgan. Now, look what time it is. It's time for the Bobo Becca segment. Today, she will be covering several acts of terrorism that has happened these past few years.
Thanks, Sol. Several acts of terror have become a regular aspect of modern society. Terrorists' goal is to intimidate states and institutions as a way of advancing their political goals.
The Bali bombings occurred on October 12, 2002 in the tourist district of Kuta on the Indonesian island of Bali. This attack killed 202 people and a further 209 people were injured.
Terrorists are militant nationalists who want to create their own state or expand national territory. Terrorism has been practiced since ancient times. Now, in modern times, Russia bombed trains or assassinated officials to fight Tsar's repressions. Analysts say that terrorism is rooted in the clash of modern and Islamic cultures. Other analysis noted that the Christians and Muslims have viewed each other's hostility. Finally, some say that terrorism would be rare if the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Do. Welcome to the Target where everything is cheap.
Try buying some fresh meat.
We have prices you can't beat.
Next time you come to Target,
Target puts you on top.
When you come to Target,
The good times, they never stop.
because you're a star when you buy this toy car.
food is always gourmet.
Target's our place to play.
In Paris or Bombay.
At Target, it's your place to shop.
And
Buy some makeup.
Target is your place to shop.
So come by now. Hi, it's Sol with your weather from New York. So this week we've had a pretty bad weather with rain and fog, but today it is sunny on September 11th, great for a picnic in Central Park and vacation. Well, that's it for today. What? 2 planes just crashed into the Twin Towers in New York. We have our own reporter, Sarah Bresson, there on the spot.
Just been attacked by a group of terrorists led by
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden. They hijacked 4 commercial jets in Boston, Newark, and Washington, D.C.
Two of the planes crashed into the World Trade Center towers in New York City.
This attack has dealt a great deal of damage to surrounding buildings. An inside source has informed me that the
Third plane crashed into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia.
and the 4th crashed into an isolated field in Pennsylvania. We still haven't heard from President George W. Bush. This attack is causing fear that such groups as Al-Qaeda might acquire nuclear, chemical, or biological weapons. It is said that the president will increase pressure on Iraq, calling for regime change in the country, and we will have more information on this tragic event soon. Back to you, Sol.
Wow, this was just a great segment today here on Sunny News. Well, I guess we're signing off. Remember, San Diego, stay classy.